viewers, do you know that there is greatness on your inside? Do you know that the greatest oil well is within you? What really matters is your ability to discover, develop and deploy it profitably. Join us every Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. on the Oil Within, right here on LCNTV Network TV, as we inspire, educate and empower you to be the best that you can be. Hello viewers, do you know that there is greatness on your inside? Do you know that the greatest oil well is within you? What really matters is your ability to discover, develop and deploy it profitably. Join us every Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. on the Oil Within, right here on LCNTV Network TV, as we inspire, educate and empower you to be the best that you can be as an entrepreneur. My name is Howard Derek Briggs and I will be your host. Hello viewers, do you know that there is greatness on your inside? Do you know that the greatest oil well is within you? What really matters is your ability to discover, develop and deploy it profitably. Join us every Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. on the Oil Within, right here on LCNTV Network TV, as we inspire, educate and empower you to be the best that you can be as an entrepreneur. My name is Howard Derek Briggs and I will be your host. We inspire entrepreneurs to be the best they can be in their chosen endeavors. Thank you for making it a date with us. You'll be learning a lot today as we have a very interesting guest in the house. And our topic is how to win friends and influence people. My name is Howard Derek Briggs. Let me allow my co-anchor to introduce herself.
Hello viewers, my name is Ibilate Blessing Bob Manuel. Welcome to another edition of the show.
All right, so let me introduce our guest. He's already seated. His name is Engineer Dikin Danagogo Wenike Briggs. He is a businessman, a politician, a grassroots mobilizer, and a philanthropist. He was actually a governorship candidate of the Young Progressive Party in the 2023 elections. He is a deacon with Salvation Ministries. He is currently the chairman of the Young Progressive Party River State chapter. And I must also add that he is happily married with 2 beautiful children. Your Excellency, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, let me start with the first question. I'd like you to just take us down memory lane, how you transited from business into politics and how it has been over the years.
Okay, basically, when you say transit,
I know you're still in business anyway.
Yeah, business
so you're still combining, but
business is like if you look at the way it is in the Bible, Jesus Christ, I went after my father's business. So the fact that I'm a businessman, it's still running.
Okay.
Politics is not where it's only in this part of the world that they call politicians. And somebody will say I'm a politician. The truth is that there is no, if you check the educational curriculum, there's nothing called politician. You have civil engineers, you have economics, you have doctors. You only have something like political science, which they are basically like analysts, but in this part of the world, so you see in the Western world, when people are done serving the government and serving the people, they go back to their profession. Professionally, I'm a civil engineer and a project manager, and then I run several businesses. So my transition, I won't use the word transition.
Okay.
I'm still in business. I'm only serving the people by playing politics and trying to put the right policies that will help the state to go to where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Okay, so Over the years, what are the core principles that that you have, acquired as a person to help people to be influential?
Okay, basically, there are certain things that influences people,
Okay.
and I won't be about it, but I will, that to my own knowledge.
Yeah.
But I will just dwell on one specific one, which is wealth. Wealth is one of the strongest things that influences people, because wealth also governs power. When you're seated in positions of wealth, as a wealthy person, people look at you as somebody that also governs power. The aspect of wealth attracts people, and then I copulate it, and wealth doesn't go without knowledge. If you see Solomon in the Bible, he was very wealthy, and then there was wisdom.
Yeah.
So the fact that the Queen of Sheba came to him, it wasn't because of he was also wealthy, but it was also because of he had the wisdom of God, and the wisdom balances up the both of them. So those two things work hand in hand. So one of the things that influences people is that the ability for people to trust you as somebody that is actually up there, and somebody that's actually. So before I got to this level to be able to influence people, I grew myself.
Yeah.
I grew myself in terms of getting myself to a point where I wouldn't be cajoled, by somebody trying to bribe me or tell me. So I was strong enough for me to. Then when I'm speaking to somebody in the park that they say never say to a stranger, go and come on another day, when it is in their possession to do it. So when I'm speaking to you, I'm also lending. So it gives you the power, the opportunity to say, this person is doing this for me, and know that. So I'm influencing them, and that's how we're able to grow, because like the party I run under, is the motto is service to the people. So we do a lot of service to the people. We do a lot of outreaches. We spend a lot of money to make people see that they can actually benefit, and that is a very strong source of influence.
Yeah.
All right. Before we take a look at some of the pictures that shows your political escapades and all of that, I want you to answer this question. It's about your will I say your manifesto in the last election, the 3 E's agenda. Can you shed more light on that?
Okay.
Why those 3 E's are so important, and why you believe that that's what we need to transform the situation of things in Rivers State and Nigeria as a whole?
In every successful, thriving economy, we believe education first should be the backbone, because people need to be properly educated, either by what do you call it, academically, that's formally or informally. They must have some level of education, and then a thriving economy should have successful entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs will drive the system, will drive the economic base of the country or the nation. And then we have employment. If people are not basically employed in every economy, which is actually the middle base or middle class people. For example, Rivers State has about 43.7% of people unemployed according to National Bureau of Statistics. So these are the 3 areas that we looked at and said, if we hold these 3 areas, after going through what's happened in Singapore, going through the revolution or the transformation that happened in India through Mahatma Gandhi, we saw that these were the basic tools or the basic things that help the economy to get to where it is today, through consistency.
Okay. So as an influential person, how will you say that you can make an impression to the people? How do you make an impression that people remember and say, oh, this man, I remember him for this particular thing and another? How do you create an impression?
It's a many great people have come and gone.
Okay.
And then most times there's this ideology I have. If you're a big man today, you're a great lawyer or a great doctor, if the person dies and maybe an armed robber dies, they don't identify them as this person's a doctor, this person an armed robber. They say dead bodies. So it means there's a time when you all be categorized as one. There will not be any difference, because at that time you're all seen as dead bodies. So in your lifetime, I've now come to the understanding that you need to create impact on people.
Yeah.
On people. What most people do is that they get wealthy, they spend money on cars, build houses, and all that. They get temporary recognition. But lasting recognition comes in the impact on other people. You see, as a believer, if it's just your wife and kids you're taking care of, then you're a poor person.
Yeah.
You're actually a very wicked person.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you are impacting on other people is people that will tell your story.
Yes.
A man that is dancing, somebody that is sitting, who's in that will say this person can dance. You cannot praise your own self. So the fact that you are impacting lives, making people go to school, standing up for people in this part of the world, a lot of people keep quiet over things. That's why you see in the society today, something bad might be happening. Nigerians will bring our phone and be watching and be say, come and see, come see what's in the happen. They won't kill this man, and they will gather. You know, I've seen videos where young children will say, "You see, I may never die. You hit them." You know, even if the person is an armed robber, it's not done like that in the Western world. You understand? They will intervene. They will solve the issue and follow the law to prosecute if it needs prosecution.
Okay.
All right. What you've said is very interesting. It reminds me of something someone once said. He said Jesus didn't build buildings; he built people.
Exactly.
And today, he's the biggest brand in the world, as far as I'm concerned. We keep talking about his impact and all of that. So that's very good. Before we take the next question, let's take a look at some of the pictures that shows some of your political activities and your empowerment and a few of those things. So we'll just take the break.
Bigger you are on the inside, the bigger you can become on the outside. Build your inner man spiritually and mentally.
Thank you so much, Life Center Network. Keep watching, keep listening, keep following. Thank you.
All right, my name is Godman Akinlabi, lead pastor of the Elevation Church, and I'm inviting you to keep watching Life Center Network.
Okay, so Life Center and Network is the place where you get every information and everything that has to do with education and, of course, entertainment. So I just want to tell you, keep watching
Life Center Network. Thank you.
Keep watching Life Center Network. Keep watching Life Center Network. Don't stop watching.
Please keep watching Life Center Network.
Thank you so much, Mama.
Absolutely. Please, I encourage all my friends, associates, and every good person of Obia Akwa and River State. Keep watching Life Center Network.
Bigger you.
All right, welcome back, viewers. Hope you're able to catch a bit of what he does as an entrepreneur and a politician. Somebody said your network will determine your net worth, and I would like you to just talk a bit more about the importance of networking, especially for young entrepreneurs, because if you don't have contacts, it's difficult to do business nowadays, whether you're online or offline. So just talk about the importance of networking.
Basically, when Jesus Christ came into this world, the first thing he did was to establish 12 disciples.
Yes.
So you see, having the right frame of people around you matters a lot.
Yeah.
You can actually achieve anything. There's a part in the Bible where the leper was at the pool of Bethesda for 38 years.
38 years.
And when Christ asked him, he said, "Why are you here?" He said, "I have no man." So you must have a man that should be there. He said, Jesus increased in wisdom, in stature, with favor with God and with man. So there's a part where you can increase with favor with God, but you need man to actually augment. So you need that network, you need that relationship with people. You know, there are three things that everybody must have, at least. You know, if you don't have good character, have value. If you don't have value, then have good relationship. And relationship are very key for you to actually climb your ladder. If not, believe me, in my little experience I've had, you will get nowhere.
Okay. Sir, over the years, I'm sure maybe one way or the other, you're not a saint, you're not Jesus Christ, so you'd have maybe people you fall out with in certain ways. So how do you tend to, you know, manage those situations and then, you know, get back on your feet and then, you know, amend situations with people?
Okay, in terms of that, you can't be too perfect with people.
Yeah.
But your vision actually determines who stays with you and who does not. So the Bible says, if their eyes be single, their body will be full of light. So it's what you're looking at. Like, for example, I like preparing myself. I know what I'm going to be in 10 years. I know what I'm going to be in 15 years because they are all written down. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. So they are all written down. So when I move in line with those things, where I am today, it's in I was showing my wife a couple of days, we're just talking and all that, and I showed her where I am today. It was written in 2009 when I was in Kaduna, and I wrote it that I would do this, I would do this, I would do this. You know, today I'm a PhD holder in project management. I've written it down before then because I had a goal for my educational level. I had a goal for business. I had a goal for political. So I said they were all written down. At that time, a lot of people shredded off.
Yeah.
There are people that I knew that the way I'm raising, we cannot work. 20 children don't play together for 20 years. So everybody started to go, you know, on his own. If you notice, Jesus Christ said Peter, James, and John. They were 12, but they were always Peter, James, and John. So there are only some certain persons that walk in line with your vision that we go. Even after the election, there are people that, you know, are no more.
You no longer hear from them.
There's no need, and there's no need to argue with somebody. You understand? You just let it because they are not in line with that. So in that way, it manages themselves. These people come, they see that they cannot fit in. And then you try as much as possible to put yourself in a position where you're always with people who are far better than you, because that's the only way you grow.
Yes.
If you always stay with the people who you are the champion and all that, give it maximum 3 years, you'll be nowhere.
Okay. I know you're from a political family, quote and unquote. Your grandfather was a politician, your father was a politician. Can you say that is what also influenced you to go into politics? And, you know, how has their pedigree in politics impacted on your own political career?
Well, will I say, I'll use the word influence much later, but in the beginning, I didn't even think of them. When I went into politics, because I didn't go into politics based on the notion that I'm in politics. I only went into politics. I was on my bed one day and I was writing letters because I have an organization on which I'm the national president of it, Community of Reform Youth Initiative, which has just metamorphosed to EFI, Economic Freedom Initiative. You know, so I'm the national president. We're established in 18 LGAs. So we have this forum till now. We go around to several LGs. Like last week I was in one LG in Kana. I was in Kana in the community. We go around to find out what are the necessary resources River State has. A lot of people, River State has resources. Okay, let's go and find out. You know, just like when I was in Calabari area too, I found out that around that area we have what they call glass sound. We have 63.7% of it deposits within that area. Is what they used to produce bottles, ceramic cups, and all those breakable plates, what they call it, vessels that they use to design houses and all that, you know. And these things, what they call it, the global market size for this is about $23.1 billion. Nigeria spends billions of naira importing tiles, buying ceramic things into this place. Meanwhile, we have it in large deposits. That's why it was useful before, when those days when we have 7-Up and Coca-Cola, they were buying these things, and we had those things in Transamadi, and had bottling. We had River State Bottling Company, but they are all dead today. You understand? So this effect of this is what led me now to really establish and then know I was going from places to places, finding out how this can actually affect, the community and affect people and put them right. So in that aspect, we begin to find out that a lot of natural resources are embedded in several places, and these things, nobody is harnessing it, nobody is using it, and then we decide to do it.
All right.
Okay. So how do you say, as a politician and as a businessman, people will not always agree with you. So how do you handle complaints and criticism?
If you look at complaints and criticism, believe me, you won't actually do anything, because I know so many people even around me that criticize me.
Yeah.
Plenty of people have said so many things that, but this is the proof of life. Challenges are the proof of life. It's not like me. I have a belief system to fail forward. We fail until something happens, because that's the only thing that guarantees that you're trying. If you're not failing, then you're not trying.
Yeah.
So the criticism helps to, if you allow it to scratch you, then you find out that you say, if you're driving a car, if I tell you to get into my car now and I'm going on a speed of 180, you know we're on high speed.
Yeah.
But the moment you jump out of the car and stand by the side, you say, this guy is on high speed. Why? Because you're static.
Yeah.
So when people are criticizing, they are static. They are not actually moving. But you that's moving, keep your eye focused and then try to reach your goals.
Okay. In your experience, what are the most common mistakes people make when trying to influence others?
The experience in terms of influence,
both in politics and business,
has several things.
Feel free to share.
Mentorship is very key.
Yeah.
Mentorship is very key. I don't have any in terms of spiritual life. Yes, I have my spiritual father. Then in terms of political life, I don't have anybody in Nigeria.
Yes.
But I have outside the country that I speak with. We do message, we do a WhatsApp call and all that. Professor Plo Lumumba of Kenya, we speak and all that, and he guides it. So because I've seen the kind of life he lives, that's the kind of life I want to live. Wow. So you must have mentorship. That would be easy. You stand on the shoulders of father to see further. Yes. So you need to find a way to learn how these people influences people, and then you begin in that way. You tap into what they have, and then you begin to speak. Jesus Christ, when he came, he went to the temple to find what was written about him.
Yes.
You understand? So you need to. He had to find what was written. You already have people who are carrying the written things inside of them. I listened to Pastor George Izungu. There are some certain things I say, you grab it. These are people who have seen further. Those are people that you learn from, and that's the only way you influence people, because you must have strong communication system, very, very strong communication system. There, and then you must have the right persons. It's called OQP, only quality people around you. They know before you open your mouth, know that you have what to say, because that's the only way you can actually impact somebody's life. Communication is key in anything.
All right. So you very often you are with the public speaking, welcoming defectors into your party and doing all of that. I want to share some tips about public speaking. I know that over the years you would have improved. How was your situation when it comes to public speaking? What was your level before? What are those things you've been able to imbibe to help you as a public speaker? And why is it important for leaders to build themselves, especially in the area of public speaking?
Number one is a very key thing to know how to speak publicly. I don't even consider myself as a good public speaker, because I'm still under the learning process.
Okay.
First time I had to, I used to watch a whole lot of messages. I would watch a whole lot of people. I'll go to TED. I will watch videos. I watch some preachers. I will look at them. I don't just only listen to them. I look at their charisma. I look at the way their vocals and everything. I will try it. I will look at Miro on my own. Sometimes my wife would just be laughing, because it looks funny. You just be you and Miro, and sometimes I will just be on a short. I will not wear shirt, so she'll be looking at me. Your body will be looking funny, and all that. So I will try those things out. Then I also spoke to. I spoke to the first time I spoke to Joyce Daniel. She's actually running for assembly. I ran for the state, and I met her in Lagos, and she came to Port Harcourt to paid and all that. She first gave me the first, basic of public speaking. She taught me. I had the 1 week class with her. Then from there, I was training myself on YouTube, because that's what the phones are for. It's not to you need to look for what you learn, what to develop you. So I did a lot of that. Go through. Then I came across another lady who actually now told me public speaking is actually entwined with acting. So once you know how to act, she's a theater act expert, and then she's a public speaker. You know how to act. It breaks your confidence and brings you before the public. So I started acting, not on TV, but in my class. So we did a lot of acting, we did a lot of plays, we did a lot of things and all that. We read a lot of manuscript. So I would act like as if I was actually doing a movie. And gradually these things, because these things, when you keep doing them, you will not even know they've rubbed on you until you're on the stage, and then you now start feeling that your mouth is moving. So I think it's continuous learning. Public speaking doesn't stop. It's number one, knowing. One of the first things that makes you speak boldly or confidently in public speaking is knowing what you're talking about. If you're talking about this phone, know it. And spend your time studying it and all that. Then be confident in one of the persons I like when he speaks, and the way he transmits his words and the way he makes you believe he's a preacher, actually, Joshua Selman, and all that, because there are two things in public speaking. There's oratory and there's utterance. Utterance has to be, say, open your mouth wide and I will feel it. So God can give you that utterance. But oratory, you have to learn. You have to actually know how to use vocabularies, and even if you don't know how to use, but simple, but know how to well calculated English, so that you can be able to communicate to your audience.
Okay. Sir, they said, I've heard people say you listen more before you speak, or you let people do the talking more. So why is it beneficial for a person to do the talking and then you listen to the person talking?
In my own case, I try to rule myself by scriptures. And the Bible says be slow to speak. You understand? So sometimes, then in the secular world, if you read a lot of books, I do a lot of reading. I read 4 books a month. So in the secular work, they make you to understand that, okay, listening will make you. They said there's a parable. Yesterday I had a program, and one of the people that came to me gave a parable. He said the ear that we hear is not as big as a laptop for you to hear. It's the normal size. So the fact that you're listening gives you the ability to actually understand. It's not that you're just being a fool, but understand, because you need to know what you are about to say before you say them, and before you. So listening, especially in terms of politics, you can, if you, no matter how intelligent you are, by God's grace, at least I won't say I'm where I want to be, but I'm somewhere. You understand? And I've met some. For example, one time I was with the Sultan of Sokoto, and we were speaking, and there were other people there and everything. I knew what to say. In short, I had the solution to the conversation that was going on, but I couldn't say it because number one, they are not my mates. Number two, I'm privileged to be there. Number three, so I had to listen and accept. In short, when they were saying this, until they had given me the room to say, "What do you think?" But not give me the room, so I kept. So I had to listen, and in the process of listening, what I wanted to say in my mind, I would say, "What is this one even talking?" Because I was saying, all this is that he said he needs to play. Let them play it for him. So I was saying this in my mind, and all that, because different people were saying some certain things. Why? Because they had the title of "I'm a big man." Me, that was not the big man of there. I sat down in one place, and so listening helped me to understand, and I could see the wisdom of some persons, and I couldn't see the foolishness of some persons, because there are always two people in any room. You must be able to identify them.
Okay. As a leader, it's very important to remember people's names. And since you came in, we've been together for some time. Your phone has just been buzzing and buzzing. I'm sure they have thousands of contacts. How do you cope with remembering names? Because that's one of the things that helps in influencing people. And why is it important for people to always remember the names of other people?
That's a very deliberate action. That being a leader is people actually like importance. So calling them by their name gives them the sense of importance. So you must. It's not a gift. It's a deliberate thing. So sometimes I actually just go through my phone and look at this person's name. I know that okay, this person. Then I call. One of the ways to know people's name is you give them a call. You call them. Hey, Alpha, Frank, how you day? And all that. You'll be shocked. You call me. I say yes. I say make I check up on you and everything. That name automatically, because you called it, because what you say repeatedly, helps you to keep memory. You understand? So it's a deliberate thing. It's not something that a lot of people can be in the public. If I don't know somebody's name, I will not address you immediately.
Yes.
I try as much as possible to just redirect whatever I want to say somebody else, because I don't feel that you will be influenced by me if I don't know your name. So mostly I try as much as possible. I have a small book write people's name there. So when you tell me this, I just keep. I can be saying it. I'm saying Mike. When I reach, I just write it Mike. Person I saw at Life Center. I just put it. So I'm then. If I have the number and all that, once I will call you. How are you? I saw you. Oh yes. Then I know that it's stuck, because it gives them a sense of belonging. It gives them, you know that he knows. I know somebody that said that, he called me by my name, and this man knows me. You understand? And I overheard, because I was in a public place. I overheard, and it dawned on me that you need to actually know people for people, who they are for who they are, and know them by their names. We don't call a lion psst. When we say we call a lion a lion. So there's nobody that will say I don't know the name of a lion. The name is a lion, except maybe they give him a different name.
So sir, how would you, as young entrepreneurs, business owners, and aspiring politicians out there, what word do you want to leave with them that would inspire them to, in their day-to-day lives?
It's conviction.
Okay.
For you to be able to achieve anything in terms of business, in politics, even in family, anything you must be convicted by some certain change. There's something that must be telling you that, like part of one of the things that convicted me to politics was the death of my mother. Because when I keep remembering the fact that I was in my mother in the hospital where she had the operation, in one hospital, and all that, she had a gallstone operation, and then they actually made a mistake. You understand? They hadn't made a mistake. They had finished the operation, and then she was now she had now had clotting, and because she was chubby, not and then for chubby people, when you do operation, because I did an autopsy after it, and then they said you are supposed to have given an injection that will neutralize the blood and make it flow. So at the point, at about 2 a.m. in the night, she told me that I was the one sleeping in the hospital with her, not even my sisters. My mother and I worked in the same place. I was a lead engineer, she was an architect. So at that point I will get back and I will go to her. I have grown-up sisters, but we're very close, my mother and I. And she said she's not feeling her leg. And then later, an hour later, she said she's not feeling her lap. So what was happening is that the blood was clotting all this while. And calling the doctor, 77 missed calls.
Wow.
Called him, he didn't pick, called him, he didn't pick. 15 minutes after 7 February 9, 2014, my mother died. And she was looking at me face to face because it had clotted to her heart and blocked the distance. And then she looked at me straight. That's when the doctor came in and she died. So that's because of the fact that I realized that the most doctors we had there are businessmen, politicians. You go to the hospital, Panadol outside is 10 naira, inside the hospital is 55,000. You understand? So everything is about money. You pay first before you do this. It's only in this part of the world where you have doctors owning hospitals. They don't own hospitals outside. If you go outside, go to the Western world. By God's grace, I've been country I gave birth to all my kids outside. I've been outside the country a couple of times. Look, you see a doctor outside, you see, that's why you see things like John Hoskins, long age hospital, and you hear that Nigerians are traveling there, they want to go and become nurses and all, because they are heavily paid. Why? So that you don't deviate your mindset from the lifeline of people. You focus on the job, you focus on medicine, you do another, they'll take care of your payments. But because of they are not taking care of doctors here, so they want to own hospital. Almost everybody, 70% of the doctors in BMH and UPTH have private clinics. So because when they come there, if they don't attend to you there, they will just treat you anyhow. That's why people die anyhow in PTH and BMH. They will not say, hey, they know this hospital, go somewhere and Ogunabale, one this, they will treat you there. It's his hospital. So these are part of the things that pained my system, and I was like, how will I change this system? How am I going to do this thing? Because more people will die, more people will this and that. So it has been a conviction for me. Anytime I look at the government, I see the number of people. In short, anytime I pass there, that hospital, I'll just look at it. I'll see maybe people. I say this person will die there. I just have the and believe me, the people have been dying there. In fact, God help the day I become governor, there will be a road that pass through there. Amen. Thank you for that. Because we must put it. Of course, I just realized that place is a business. There are lots of hospitals that in this river state that are businesses. People die over and over. Once I know of a story, I know that they had paid up to 3 million naira in the medical system, in the hospital and all that. At the end, the doctor say there's nothing they can do. They shall carry the man to another place. And you are a doctor. 3 million naira. In fact, before they paid the last 800,000, he was like, pay. Immediately they paid, they changed the story. Meanwhile, it was somebody else, actually an Indian, that they took the guy to and everything. And they told the guy that he had, what they were telling him that they expected him that he had heart issue. And then somebody told him that he should go and meet so person. They now took him to Abuja. They now said the doctor is supposed to be upstairs. He, his wife, and his daughter, they now walked upstairs and all that. And then they went to see the doctor, the Indian man, and the Indian man, he said he brought his report and everything, he brought his drugs, and the Indian man, he told the Indian man that he had heart issue, this is what he has been doing, he has spent so and all that. The Indian man said, if you have heart issue, you will not climb from there to this place. That's what the Indian said. He said, no, look at this. He said, I'm telling you, you will not be able to climb from that place to this place. So he looked at it, he said, your problem is diagnosis. He told him a drug, they brought it in from India, just this and that. In 3 weeks, this guy was fine. So what was it? They were giving him wrong drugs because of wrong diagnosis. Diagnosis was the issue. So those are the things. This is just one of it. This is in the medical sector that has prompted me to say, no, people will die more if something is not done. You understand? And nobody will do it because, you see, if you watch the pace of the leaders in the country right now, everybody is just going in for what do we get? It's only the youths. It's only believers that are ready, or people who have strong conviction that this America was built by people standing from something. But Nigerian politicians are built by people going for the next election. So while somebody is in office, is thinking of the next one, there is nothing they are standing for. But you look at it and said, this thing must change. It changed today. Abraham Lincoln said, this thing must change, and it changed. So we don't have those kind of things. If you check in this south side, we don't have a philosophy. If you go to the north, the philosophy is to remain in government. That's why you see most of them in politics. They don't send their kids outside the country. As they come back, they put them in parastatals and all that, and before you know, they put them in. You get to the east, it's trading. You see most of them as this person, they are trading this person. That's why they are outside the country, a lot of them, because they are involved in several trading and businesses and all that. You get to the west, it's commerce. You see the head of banks, the head of oil companies and all that. They want to be in charge. They are ruling the economy. That's why they say Lagos is the economic base of the nation. You understand? But the south has nothing. It is south. It has nothing. No philosophy. Every striving economy must have a grounded philosophy. Lee Kuan Yew did that in Singapore. Mahatma Gandhi did that in India. Abraham Lincoln did that in America. We don't have.
All right, so actually, I feel like we should just keep going, but time is not our friend. How do people reach you? Some people who want your mentorship, or people who want to get to come and speak at their events and inspire them and all. How do people reach you? Maybe on social media?
Okay, yeah, basically, I have, I don't know them offhand, but if you just check Winnie K. Briggs on Instagram or Facebook, I'm very sure you pop up my name and it to be there, and then you send messages. There are numbers there that are handled by several media handlers of my page, and then we get those things. Somehow you must get to me.
Thank you very much, sir. It was nice listening to you and talking with you today. Viewers, hope you learned something about how you can win friends and influence people, so that you can take your business to the next level or your political career as it may be. hopefully this same time next week you join us again for another interesting episode. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Hello viewers, do you know that there is greatness on your inside? Do you know that the greatest oil well is within you? What really matters is your ability to discover, develop and deploy it profitably. Join us every Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. on the Oil Within right here on Life Center Network TV as we inspire, educate and empower you to be the best that you can be as an entrepreneur. My name is Howard Derek Briggs and I will be your host.